How did Usher become financially free? We will be talking about his music and investments. Starting with some background, Usher, born Usher Raymond IV, is a worldwide musician and businessman who first took over the world at just 15 years old. Usher grew up in Tennessee and Atlanta, where he started singing at 6 years old during church. By 12, Usher would be competing in any local singing competition him and his mother could find, eventually winning a competition on the hit TV show Star Search, which landed him a record deal with LaFace Records. Usher would release his self-titled debut album in 1994 at just 15 years old, which would kickstart his worldwide takeover, leading him to becoming one of the top-selling artists in the world, with many outside business ventures diversifying his investment portfolio. Now, before we talk about his investments, we need to talk about his music and label. Going into music, Usher has released over 20 projects in his career so far, with 9 of those being studio albums. In total, Usher has sold over 100 million albums worldwide, which includes his heavily sold albums like the 2x Diamond 2004 Confessions, 6x Platinum My Way, and 5x Platinum 8701. It's not often we see an entire album go 2x Diamond, which is equivalent to 20 million album sales, and Usher did that. These extremely high album sales scream the hold that Usher had on the world between 1997 and 2010. His music was made to play everywhere. It got people dancing in the clubs, it had moms jamming in stores, and children dancing at school. With music, it is almost impossible to please everyone, but when you can grasp a larger audience, that's when you can turn from being a great artist to a worldwide artist. Usher undeniably had an amazing run with music that is still being heard today, which is reflected in over 100 million album sales that could then be put towards his other business ventures. As for his label situation, like I mentioned in the background, Usher was signed to LaFace Records in 1993 at 14 years old. By 15, he would release his debut album to start his career. LaFace Records would be absorbed by Artista Records, which is where Usher would continue to release music from. In 2011, RCA Records would acquire Artista Records, once again providing a new home for Usher. However, in 2008, Usher and the talent agent at the time, Scooter Braun, founded Raymond Media Group, which would have one act signed to them, Justin Bieber. This would eventually lead to Usher selling his ownership percentage in Bieber's catalog this year, 2022, for $40 million. A huge play made by him after Usher's very successful career and after building Justin Bieber's very successful career. When it comes to Usher's music, he is one of the top selling artists ever, has brought others alongside with him, and made millions that could be put towards investments. Talking about my favorite section, investments, this is where Usher has built a very diverse portfolio with new additions every few months. The first investment I wanted to talk about was from June 2021 when Usher, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, and other big name investors put together $90 million for the at-home fitness company fightcamp. A good way to compare fightcamp would be to Peloton, where the user is competing against themselves or other members while working out with new high-tech punching bags and workout systems. Even now, with people able to go anywhere to work out, fightcamp is still seeing the growth needed to succeed in the at-home space. There was a lot of backing here, and it will be interesting to see how this plays out in the growing at-home market. In 2019, Usher, alongside other investors like Jay-Z, would be a part of the Series A $8 million investment round for the startup Hungry. Hungry is a service where chefs and restaurants can sign up to cook for corporate and event catering. In a similar way, this is like Uber but for chefs, where they can create their own hours, take the orders they want to cook for, and deliver food to these events. A very interesting concept that has shown some chefs on the platform making up to $30,000 per month. Hungry is a great way to connect local high-quality chefs with events to grow their own entrepreneurship business, which in turn grows Hungry. Quickly speaking on Usher and Jay-Z as investment partners, Usher cashed out on $8.9 million from his 3% stake in the platform Tidal, which was sold to Jack Dorsey/Square for $350 million. During the early 2000s, Usher was a co-owner for a few restaurants sprinkled throughout Atlanta. Although these did end up closing, this did introduce Usher in running outside businesses early on in his career, and for some time did provide some money-making opportunities for him. Restaurants might not be the most profitable investments with the low margins they already have, but still a great point for entrepreneurship, which is exactly what Usher took advantage of. Overall, when we talk about Usher's investments, these were just a few hand-selected from his portfolio. There are some that I didn't mention, and I'm sure there are many that are not open to the public. I didn't touch on his real estate or his endorsement deals with companies like Xbox, Samsung, or Pepsi. Usher continues to add more to his portfolio year after year with new opportunities, whether it's in startup or established companies, and I believe we will continue to see that moving forward. This leads me to the question, what is next for Usher? As for music, Usher's last studio album was released in 2018, and I have a feeling we will get more music from him eventually. That clearly has not been a priority for him over the past few years, as his outside business ventures have been rapidly growing. However, music will always be in his life, his passion, and that's why I think we will see another album by him sometime in the future. For investments, this is where his main focus is, and we will see more diversity in his portfolio with startup and established businesses. Of the ones I mentioned, many include other big name investors, so we should see more in that area. I love the Jay-Z and Usher team up for some of these. I personally am interested in seeing how businesses like Fight Club grow with how the at-home workout industry is right now. What is next for Usher? Capitalizing on his worldwide success from music and putting that towards growing his investment empire. In summary, Usher started his musical journey at 6 years old, and within 10 years would sign a record deal, release a debut album, and start a worldwide takeover. Usher is one of the top-selling artists with over 100 million album sales worldwide, creating careers for others like Justin Bieber. From what Usher built up in music, he has shifted his focus more towards investments, which is where we will continue to see more added to his portfolio every few months. Usher not only was very successful in music, but now looks to be very successful in business, growing an empire, living his life financially free. And that is how Usher became financially free. I hope you found this video informational. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, as well as let me know who I should talk about next. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.